Are you gonna be seated, like, kind of laid back?
How would you want me to?
Yeah, like there's cool.
Right here's fine?
Yeah, that's cool.
I feel like in this climate, you know, we often get caught up in who's the hottest and who's selling the most records. The more you go down, it just gets a little bit more nuanced. Like, how many albums does this person have? How many classics does this person compose? I think it's important to talk about who's the best, who's making the best rap music.
Is the crowd ready to go to school?
Wait. So you think you better than Eminem?
You, this how I feel.
Whoa!
Okay, people do whatever they want to do, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely Nas.
Nas is not seeing Jadakiss.
Overrated.
I can't give her those flowers for that.
What do you mean you don't give her flowers? She deserved her flowers. Yeah, this is Jay-Z, like.
I feel like I can name 5 better rappers, and it just go.
Boo this man! You know, you gotta learn how to take the good and take the bad. And everyone has an opinion. So I love that I have this platform right now to share with some of my favorite people like Markman, Tierra, who I'm a big fan of, Trina, the Diamond Princess, an upcomer like Symba, who has a lot of opinions.
Listen, Symba A. Smith is in the building. You see what's going on? We about to take B.Dot down. I'm about to take everybody down.
I got the best top 10. I don't know what they talking about in there, but it's up for a debate.
Although hip-hop is composed of 4 elements, breaking, graffiti, DJs, and MCs, all things aren't exactly equal. Shout out to the B-Boys, the original superstars, and the graph artists that gave us style. But once rappers picked up the mics, we all knew what time it was. That's why, to me, MC still means move the crowd. These artists with a capital A are wordsmiths who eat the dictionary and out 16s that give you the gas face. Now, what it means to be a rapper has changed a lot over the years from era to era. What used to be like shouty and elementary became calm and complex. But no matter the tradition though, the currency of words and how to flip them and reverse them remains the same. Whether they're tattoo lyrics on their bodies or use rhymes or Instagram captions, rappers speak for generations. Which means we have our favorites that we think use their gifts better than others. But who's really the best? I think that's a question that constantly changes for some and always remains the same for others. It's an irrational question to ask. It's also the most sane question a rap fan could pose. And if you're like me, well, I need to know who you're riding for, or who you're riding against. Today's the time to settle those debates once and for all. Thanks to Revolt World, Ally, some of our friends, and most importantly, you. So let's put up some top 10 spots and get everyone to stand behind their list. Are you ready? As the Red Man once said, it's time for some action. All right, welcome to Atlanta, as the great Jermaine Dupri once said. But it's not as hot as it usually is. But give us a few minutes and things are sure to get heated. But of course, all in fun. My name is Brian B.Dot Miller, host of the Rap Radar podcast. And I'm kind of the list guy around these parts. If you follow me on social media, you know what I'm talking about, right? For those who don't know, you'll figure it out real soon. And we're here today kicking off Revolt World with a great debate. Now, I couldn't do this by myself. Like I said, I have a great set of panelists here joining us on stage. So with our panelists, who I'll introduce in a moment, we discussed our picks, and we all pretty much agreed on a set criteria. Now, I just want to go over a second and talk about that criteria, all right? Number 1, we're talking about artistry. This is what you can do in the studio. Can you make songs or can you write hooks? Number 2, catalog. You can make a hot line, but can you make a hot song? And after that, do it again and make it a classic album? I don't know. Number 3, talking about impact. What kind of trail has your work left behind? You know, are you inspiring others? That's very important. And number 4, relevancy. Artists go through their peaks and valleys, just like most of the greats, but some make their peaks a little bit longer. And number 5, skill set. Although times have changed, styles have changed, you gotta be able to spit. Can you rap? I think that's really important, all right? I feel the excitement in the air, or maybe it's just a little bit of the judgment, y'all looking at me. But either way, we're gonna get started, all right? It's time for the great debate. Can you make some noise? So without further ado, let's meet our panelists. We got the baddest Trina, we got Symba, out of the Bay Area, we got Tierra, and of course, last but not least, my homeboy, Markman. Let's get it. How you doing, Trina? Symba, Tierra, Rob.
It's a lot of people in here.
What's going on, guys? So let's get it started. For our top 10 list, everyone remember this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with Rob.
Okay,
Who's your top 10 list? Or who's your number 10? Who's your number 10 and why?
My number 10 on my list is Drake.
You got Drake as your top 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we sit on the same couch.
Why is that?
I think it's time, Drake, 2009 was so far gone. He obviously had mixtapes before that. But that was like the arrival, I think, when he put the whole rap world on notice. 2009. From 2009 to 2023, dog ain't take no breaks. Like, we ain't go 6 months without Drake.
That's true.
When we talk about the 50th year of hip hop, it just talks about how much we grown. The greatest rappers in the 80s were lucky to get 3 albums. Like, if you had 3 or 4 albums, you had a long career. Like, we're talking about over a decade run of dominance. I think, look, I took notes too real quick.
You got notes.
Now, I came on my journalist. There was no retirement. Most rappers retired. There's no retirement years with Drake.
They don't get
13
tired.
albums / mixtapes, however you want to categorize it. They were like, More Life was a playlist.
Okay.
Whatever, dog. That's an album. 13 albums, 12 number 1 albums, 11 number 1 singles, 180 million records sold. This run is unprecedented.
So Drake's your top 10. Number 10.
Drake is number 10.
All right. Tierra, real quick, I don't need your notes, but you had Drake as well, right?
Yeah, I got Drake as number 10.
Okay. Why is that?
I can agree with everything Rob said, honestly. Like, he just hasn't had, like, a dull moment. And he's Drake. Come on now. We all know at least 10 Drake songs without even, like, just off the top. Like,
Right.
it's Drake.
Okay. Trina, you had LL Cool J as your number 10.
I mean, yeah, I just took it way back. LL Cool J, that's the first ladies' man. That's a legend. That's an icon. Respectfully, it's undeniably.
Okay, that's fair. And Symba, the controversial one.
Yeah.
Everyone else had one pick. You had 2.
Yeah.
You had Kendrick Lamar and Busta Rhymes. There's no ties here,
But
okay,
he
on this
couldn't make a
stage.
decision. That's crazy.
Okay.
You got to make a decision, Symba.
Sometimes I'm indecisive at times. I feel like both of them brought like this originality to the game, like creativity, like pushing the culture forward. Like when you feel like you got the best verse, they was the ones that made you feel like you didn't. They videos was on point, like the creative marketing behind it and everything. I just feel like everything they brought to the game, I couldn't pick between the two.
Okay.
So I had to just say both of them.
But on this stage, right now, gun to your head. No violence, though. No
Just
gun.
got dark.
Just got dark.
Do me like that, I'm gonna go with Busta.
You going Busta Rhymes as your number 10?
I'm gonna go with Busta.
Okay. Controversial. All right, I like that. Let's move on to number 9. Now, Tierra, you're the only one that had Meek Mill on your list at number 9.
Because I'm Philly.
You from Philly?
I gotta go Meek. Come on now.
It's the Philly bias.
Yeah. Meek is the reason I got so much of my like grit and like I could really like rap, I came up, and he also came up in like the battle rap era where you gotta be all in the camera rapping, and then I mean he's just a great storyteller. So he just has it. Like I don't know. I had to put Meek on my list.
Okay, and Symba,
Yep.
on number 9 on your list, you had Jadakiss.
Can I ask the crowd a question?
Go ahead.
I can't do
Can
it.
I ask the crowd a question?
Go ahead.
Outside of Jay-Z, what New York rapper is the best?
Whoa.
You put Fab over Jadakiss?
Ooh.
Oh,
Spicy.
Wow. Spicy. That's spicy.
I'ma run with Kiss for these reasons.
Why? Why you going with Jadakiss?
He's versatile. He has the voice. He could jump on songs from Talk That Girl. Talk That Shit. He could jump on anything from All About the Benjamins to a song like Why to songs with Mariah Carey. He could be in a group with the Locks. We all seen what he did at the Versus. His showmanship is
Right.
1,000,
Yeah.
right? So it's like when it comes to an all-around rapper, like somebody that just embodies the skill of rapping, I don't know who does it better than Jadakiss outside of Hov, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
My-
But even though
Somebody said Killer
Jadakiss,
Priest.
some people might say Jadakiss doesn't have a classic album. Do you feel that?
Albums are overrated.
Whoa. What do you mean albums are overrated?
Hold on. Symba, what are you working on right now?
Songs. I'm working on building an audience. I'm a content creator.
I'm a content creator. But Rob, I'm gonna throw this to you. How important is lyricism though?
How important is lyricism?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a lyric guy. I feel like you have to be saying something. You
gotta
know,
say
like you have to
something.
be giving us something that makes us feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't always have to be like similes and metaphors and the most complex things. But your lyrics got to make me feel something, inspired, challenge the way I think, happy, sad. Like, you got to bring me somewhere. So lyricism for me is at the top.
Okay, that's a fair point. All right, let's go on to number 8 selection, right?
Wait,
Now-
you ain't asked me my number 9, dog.
What's your number 9 then, Rob?
Oh, are we going in order? Maybe we're not doing that. But mine's is Kanye West. I know we, you know what I
Kanye
mean?
number 9.
I know we don't feel like,
Damn.
it don't mean we got to co-sign everything that he does and says, you know what I'm saying, in the media
I
and the
didn't know
press.
Kanye counted, Rob.
But when it comes to that
Yeah,
studio,
my list.
yeah, man.
Because Kanye, only reason I say that real briefly, because to me, Kanye's more of like the producer of everything. So I never just looked at him solely as a rapper.
No, he can
But
rap.
If I would have known we was doing that, I'd have had Kanye in my list.
Kanye in my list. He in my list
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get to
My
this
dad said when you see close your eyelids. Like, that's not a bar. Like,
Nah, it's definitely
we're gonna get
Come
to
on.
that conversation a little bit later. Just
Okay.
hold it for a little bit. all right?
okay.
All right,
My bad.
let's go to the number 8 one, right? Number 8, Symba.
Talk to me.
At number 8, you have Rakim.
Y'all ready to go to school?
Okay.
Is the crowd ready to go to school?
You wanna go to school?
All right, so listen, let me tell y'all what Rakim did. Before Rakim, every rapper was rapping with 1-bar syllables.
True.
So if I ask y'all what rhymes with frog, what would y'all say? If I ask you what rhymes with Gatorade, what would you say? That's not a word. You would say tailor-made, right?
Tailor-made.
So instead of it being a one thing like broken glass everywhere, people walking down the street like they just don't care. Rakim did things like I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic now I slam it on the ground every time it's broke. So he rhymed 3-bar syllables before anybody was doing it, and because of that, we got likes of Jay-Z, we got likes of Ludacris, we got likes of people like Joe Budden, and we got myself.
You got yourself. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at
Shout out to
Rakim. I think
Rakim.
Rakim belongs. Tierra,
Yes.
your number 8 pick, you had the guy from Atlanta, Andre 3000.
He stops the world anytime he has anything to say, like on a track. Like he's everything. I was a poet first, so I'm always gonna respect like anybody who's like just the way he puts words together. It's just nobody like him.
Right.
There's nobody like him.
How hard is it to rank group members though?
It's not hard for me. I made the decision.
What about Big Boy? Like, do you feel like Big Boy doesn't get the credit that Andre?
Yeah, I mean, this is my list. Like, come on, this is my list. So
right,
I
this is you.
go with Andre, but
Right.
I respect Big Boy too. I respect him as a group, but Andre is just my guy. Like
Yeah.
he's just, I'm his child. Like I'm a kid. I'm his kid. Like
Yeah.
What's your
it wouldn't
favorite
be
Andre verse?
off the top?
Is Andre in the crowd?
Yeah, like what if Andre was just here,
Andre's
sitting in the
here.
crowd? Like what the hell? I'm thinking of what's that Frank Ocean verse? So now solo
Matter?
that I can't even do it.
know what
So
you're
now solo that I can see under the skirt of an ant. Solo that I can how no more when I can't even do it. Like it's like he makes me want to go right because
Yeah.
he's just too like
But see, I'm
out of
always,
this world.
Me personally, I'm always conflicted when you talk about Andre 3000.
We
because
talked about this on the phone. I don't want to talk about it. I chose who I chose.
I was going to try to talk
Andre
about
is
it.
in my top 10. He belongs there.
Yeah. Damn.
You just gotta look straight. Don't make no eye contact. I said what I said.
Chill out,
said-
Erykah Badu. Chill.
said what she said.
I'm just saying is that I feel like Big Boy is just as nice.
He is.
You know, and I feel like his output has been more than Andre's over the years. And they're great. They're the greatest rap group of all time.
They are.
But I think sometimes it's just unfairly Andre gets the look that Big Boy
Okay,
does.
so maybe I could put Outkast. Can I put Outkast in my? Like that's fine. That's
We're gonna
fair.
do that next year.
All right.
Next year, we'll do groups.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. I like y'all. Y'all, they fighting for me. They not here for you, B.
Okay, Trina, you said you had Biggie at 8, right? And you had Little Kim at number 5. That's interesting. How does that work for you?
I mean, Kim was like, it's the pioneer of the game. She's a legend. She's iconic. Believe it or not, like this is who I came up looking up to, and she did her thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's undeniable. Like, she's star, iconic, genius, and she was just that girl that set the trends for the girls. You know what I'm saying? She was diverse. She was a lyricist. You know, the whole hair change and everything about it was just like next level. You know?
Right. Ladies first,
Ladies,
no doubt.
ladies first. Like,
ladies
you can
first,
never go away.
ladies first.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Ladies first. Hi, Tierra.
It wasn't Rob and Symba. I don't think.
So let me ask you
that.
this. Big's pen or Kim's flow? What's better?
Big's
Why y'all
Big's
doing
pen.
that? That's
Come
crazy.
on.
I mean,
Why we even doing that?
Biggie's pen.
all right. I mean, the flow is just as important. And Rob, last but not least, at number 8, you had Ice Cube, the man you love to hate.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Cube changed the game with NWA. You know, when you think about Straight Outta Compton, when you think about the Police, just from a real street perspective, that's the birth of gangster rap, kind of as we know it, and really just changed the course of hip hop. And a lot of people may not know is that Cube was writing those verses for Eazy-E. You know, Cube was writing for Dre at the time. Like NWA as a group, Ren always wrote his own rhymes, but Cube was writing for like multiple people from multiple perspectives.
Right.
And NWA came in and changed the game. Plus, I mean, dude, as a writer, as a storyteller, you know, when we went solo America's Most Wanted, and then he gave us Friday. Like he also was writing movies. Like you got to give it up for Cube.
Yeah, I think Cube gets overlooked a lot of times. They look at him as Craig instead of like the guy you love to hate.
Nah, Cube. Look, I think without Cube, I listen to Biggie Ready to Die, being from Brooklyn, classic album. I hear the Ice Cube influence in early Big. Like I know for a fact, if Big was here, he would credit Ice Cube because you could just hear it. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right, let's keep it moving. At number 7, I'm gonna start with you, Symba. We've been talking about a lot of lyricists and stuff like that. You kind of embrace someone of the newer generation. At number 7, you have Future.
Name me one rapper you can listen to all day outside of Future.
Trade.
Is that a rhetorical question?
I don't know one that you can listen to all
Drake.
day. Future made street be okay with being vulnerable.
Whoa, wait, say what?
Future made street be okay with being vulnerable.
When? Last week?
My savages.
You ever heard of DMX?
No.
He got us. That's a good point.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking X come from a different background.
You don't get more street than DMX.
We having two different conversations
Okay,
that we would have
let's
to
stay
have
focused.
a longer conversation to have, so we're not gonna do that.
Okay,
today.
let's stay focused.
But I agree with what you're saying. I'm speaking from a different perspective.
Okay.
To me, Future slowed down the pocket in rap. And he made listen to music different from a street perspective. It wasn't just rappy, and he made sing. So to me, like, that's one of my goats. I can't speak for everybody else.
I mean, you can't speak for everybody else. Rob, maybe you can speak for everybody instead. Rob, you have Rakim.
Yeah, at my number 7. So similar to, I agree with everything. Symba said it perfectly.
Yeah.
When he broke down why Rakim belongs on this list of the greatest of all time. I have nothing else to add. I just maybe had him a little higher than Symba.
Okay.
But he hit the nail on the head.
I just want to stay on Symba for a second, because we were talking about Future. Talk about mixtape Future. How impactful was that for you?
Man, mixtape Future for me was everything, because it was like, at the time when I first started really listening to Future, like I was at my mama's house. So when I'm hearing them say like, my grandma told me hit the streets and live, got some crack on the corner and I did what I did. The neighbors, they don't like me, I got J's at the door. Told my grandma I don't need a bed, I'm sleeping on the floor. Got my tool in my blow, that's my two main hoes. Me and all my zoes stick together like the woes. South Pie say I got the yay for the low, and I keep birds with me like I'm straight out Holly Grove. My fingers, they itching for that paper.
Las Vegas.
They itching for that paper, right? Niggas ain't make you do that before Future. Like, he just gave you a different feeling, and I love that nigga for that.
And you're from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And you were embraced by Future from
I
Atlanta.
just respected the music, like his cadence and the way he slowed it down and made every word mean something. Like, he could take the simplest line, like, you praying on my demons? Girl, I got you. Like, that shit means something. You know what I'm saying?
Rob,
Like,
you're a
it
Brooklyn
means
guy,
something.
right? You talk about Future's impact up top in New York. How was that?
Oh, after Future, I mean, respect to Atlanta, but that was impact everywhere. Like being in New York, and I know we always talk about this thing about the South versus New York, and I think a lot of that is fabricated and don't exist. Like cats up top wanted to be like Future. Like, case in point, we think about Designer, right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people was like, well, he bit Future's flow, he bit Future's sound.
He did.
But him being that age, but who is he supposed to sound like? I want a hit record. I want to be on the radio. I want my record deal. What is my record going to sound like? I'm from Brooklyn. Respect to everybody from New York, but my record's going to sound like Future. That's the impact that he had.
All right, and Trina, for your pick, sticking with the ladies, MC Light. Yeah. Hey. Your pick isn't paper thin at all. Why'd you go with MC Light?
I mean, MC Light is a legend. She's iconic. She did her thing. She's before our generation. She's one of the ones that paved the way for us to actually be here.
Yeah.
So you gotta give her flowers, you know? Like, she's legend, she's iconic. And when that cha-cha-cha-cha-cha came out, it was like, it was over. It was that was that. Like, who is this? You know?
So even in Florida, you guys were embracing MC Light like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
We loved MC Light. Because it wasn't a lot of girls at that time, so it was a difference that we from Florida, we don't have that. And we see her, and it's like, oh, okay. You know, she was just one of them ones.
Absolutely. All right. Gonna keep it moving. Number 6. Number 6 pick. I think I'm gonna start with you, Rob. Number 6 on your list.
I'm going to get killed for this one.
I don't think so. You got Eminem.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, see? Listen.
Overrated.
Listen.
Whoa.
Listen.
What?
See?
Overrated.
I like this.
Yo,
Tierra, jump in.
You want the inverse, don't you? He want attention. He want attention.
I'm gonna take your whole argument. I'm gonna take your whole argument against you because while Rakim introduced us to multi-syllabic rhymes and was doing 3 words at a time, like by the time it gets to evolve to M, I'm rhyming entire sentences with each other. You know what I'm saying? I know now. Look, and we can't discount M. A lot of his popularity, a lot of his sales, a lot of him is because he's white. Like we know that.
He likes
like
skin.
we can't discount that. We can't.
He's not white. He likes skin.
We can't divorce him from that. But at the same time, and I feel like 2023 is popular to hate on M now, but you cannot deny his skills. That dude worked at his craft. He gave us hits.
Right.
He gave us a word, stand. Like we use the word stand in every day to describe everybody's fans. That comes from an Eminem song. You got to give Eminem his props. Plus records he sold, tours, people he's influenced. Eminem at number 6, I stand on it.
Symba, why do you feel the way you feel about Eminem?
I'm gonna say this and leave it at this.
You don't have to grab your mic, by the way.
If Tretch from Naughty by Nature was white, he'd be Eminem.
And this don't knock the Tretch.
Listen, and yo, I'm an advocate.
Tretch is a way better rapper.
Like anybody who follows me on Twitter or social media is like once every 3 weeks, I'm like, dog, we need to give more flowers to Tretch. I agree with you. Tretch from Naughty by Nature is amazing. But M himself will even tell you.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying.
M gets there and wins a Grammy, and he acknowledges that. He'll thank Tretch and Redman. Like the dude gives it up for those. He's standing on the shoulders of giants.
I know he do.
He gives it up.
I'm not speaking on Eminem as a person.
Right.
Eminem as a person did something that most people of his ethnicity wouldn't do. He didn't even take brand deals because he felt like he was reaping the benefits of hip hop more than the average hip hop artist. So I respect Eminem on a level as a man, but as a rapper,
Come on,
I feel like I can name 5 better rappers.
The Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP,
It's fire.
Eminem Show.
It's fire.
Oh man.
So
Does he
wait,
rap? Does he rap?
wait. So you think you better than Eminem?
Oh, Tierra about to start some because you know you dropping this record.
No, like I just want to know. Do you think you better than Eminem?
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah, I want your honest opinion.
Yes.
I think every rapper's gonna say that they're better.
Yes.
I'm not mad at that.
I respect
you should
it.
feel that way.
I respect it.
Anybody can rhyme words. What are you saying?
Oh man. But Symba, the lady asked you a
Hey,
question.
the girl that's yelling, rap me an Eminem verse.
Oh,
She got quiet.
she not on the panel.
She got quiet.
But Tierra, you had Eminem on your list ranked higher.
Yeah, Eminem
Wait.
is number. He's top 5 for me. He's top 5 for me on my list.
Okay.
Yeah,
got a
I
wish
can
to
I can
find
rap
out.
my ass off, like, but I will never be as good as Eminem, and I know that. Like, I have so much work to do, and I don't even want to be that good. Like, he's too bro. He's on his own world. Like, he's the king.
Yeah.
But Wax World is a hell of a world to be in. I'm gonna just tell you that the world.
Yeah,
that
but I
I just want
mean,
to give you your
that man is a
flowers.
rap god, literally.
You know, it's a
And
coincidence.
Symba, you know I'm a huge fan of you, bro. But you got some work to do too.
I definitely got work to do.
We all got work to do.
I didn't say I was better than them at the moment. I said, you asked me, do I think I'm better than him?
Symba.
Okay.
Symba.
Yeah, but we all supposed to feel like that though.
But I also have Eminem on my personal list at number 6 too, for those reasons that I think that Rob kind of echoed.
Yeah, you touched on everything.
For the fact that he gave us the word stand, the Marshall Mathers LP, Slim Shady LP, you know what I mean, and guest verses. Even as a producer, even though we're not talking about that, I think if you take everything that we talked about on this criteria, a combination of those things. That's Eminem.
Can I ask Rob one question before we go to the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Rob,
I know he's gonna ask.
is Eminem a better rapper than Royce the 5'9"?
Now look, hold on. That's a great question. I made a list based over the criteria that we was given. This is not my personal list. It's in terms of who I listen to. I'm a bigger Royce the 5'9" fan.
But if you're being objective, I think.
But I'm right. I'm being objective.
Right.
But no, I'm me personally. I'm a bigger Royce. I think Royce is in that category like M. I think Black Thought is in that category
Black Thought
like
is up
M.
there.
I think Pharoah Monch is in that category like M. Like we could go on for days, but when you look at that, M is kind of the pinnacle. He came from battle rap and all of that. But no, personally, I listen to more Royce the 5'9".
Okay, that's
Wait,
fair.
can I say something too? This is my thing. I really struggle with doing this top 10. It's just hard to do these lists because like, y'all know like I'm a real MC. Like I studied all the greats. Like I could go off the top. Like I could do whatever. Like I rap on any beat. But like, I can't do. We got Eminem, right? Eminem's commercial success was like insane.
That's different.
You know?
Sure.
No, right. But then I'm saying like I wanted to put Kiss on my list too, but like Kiss had commercial success, but of course it doesn't compare. Sure. But it's like it's lyricists, like bar for bar, just like the rapper's rapper. Then you got like artists, rappers like Kanye West. Then you got Lil Wayne who can still like it's hard to really. This was really hard for me to do. It was really hard for me to like get this down to 10.
But here's the thing too, and I'm gonna be honest. I got my 10. I guarantee you ask me the same question tomorrow, my 10 gonna be different.
Exactly.
I reserve the right to change my mind. Today I'm standing on it though.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I'm gonna stand
You know
on it
what I
today.
mean? I'm
But it was
standing on
really
it
hard
right
to
now.
do this top 10.
Nah, it's definitely difficult, you know what I mean? It goes like by the weather, you know what I'm saying? Some
Right.
days you might feel this way, some days you might feel others. Trina, I'm gonna give you the last word. How do you feel about this? You have Tupac at your number 6.
I mean, I'm a Tupac fan. Pac is one of the greats. It's undeniable. He's a lyricist. He had dope, great, memorable music. And he's just one of those ones that will never be forgotten. You cannot erase a pop record if you try.
Right.
It always pops up. It always comes down. It's a big part of our culture. And yeah.
What's your go-to Pac record?
Shoot, so many, but if I want to be ratchet, it's probably like something like, what's your phone number? But no, I'm saying like a Dear Mama. You know, like something like Dear Mama, like
Dear
one of
Mama.
something that's like more efficient, but more like me. I just like Pac.
Yes. Okay. I'm not mad at Tupac. I think Tupac should be on everybody's list. All right? You agree with that, right? All right. Let's get into number 5. Tierra, we're going to start with you.
Kanye West.
Yeah, Kanye West.
Yep, top
At
5.
number 5.
Yeah. I was with Kanye from the beginning. I know I was a kid, but I still was like, this guy is cool. Like, he was different, and I was always considered to be different. So just like, I was following everything. Everything he did, I was like on it. From producing to like, you know, being ostracized and like, yo, this dude, like, just stick to producing. But then he could really rap. Like if you go back and like listen to like old Kanye, it's like, no, he got bars. Like he's putting it together, storytelling again. I love anybody who could tell a story. And then, yeah, I mean, just like Kanye he's the king. He's also another king. Like
Right.
Fashion, music, art, personality, he has it all.
Right.
Yeah.
When you talk about Kanye, which era of Kanye do you prefer?
I like all Kanyes. Yeah.
The old Kanye, the new Kanye?
Yeah, I like, yeah.
You like them all?
I love him. I love him for who he is.
When people say the old Kanye, what do you think that means?
You know, chop up the soul Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rob, what about you? What do you think about Kanye to Tierra's point?
I think Kanye is again, everybody stands on the shoulders of giants, right? And you know, I grew up, I was also a big underground fan, so I loved Mos Def coming up. I loved Talib Kweli. I was super into Common and Dead Prez. They may not have had the commercial success, and then Kanye comes, and I think he's influenced by that too.
Yep.
But he was able to make it palatable
Yeah.
for the whole world, and part of that is because his production, and then he knew how to produce it and get the right people in the room to help him create. But it felt like when Kanye was on top, it was like, oh, it's a little bit of Mos Def, it's a little bit of Kweli,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of Dead Prez, because he would put his message in there. And I really just, and then it was Kanye on top of that. So I really appreciate it.
To play devil's advocate, right? How do you feel about when people say Kanye doesn't deserve to be in the top 10 because he's had help in the studio?
I mean, I think, right. Talk
Right.
about it. Like, no, but I think that's a different conversation. I think when we're talking about best rap artist, best rapper, like we're talking about their full artistry. And, you know, I was once at a time like, oh man, if somebody's writing yours, like it would knock it down a little bit. But I've grown up and I'm just like, because I've realized how many people have had people in the studio with them. You know, Snoop Dogg has talked openly about it. You telling me Snoop Dogg's not great? Like, once it opened up to my eyes what was really going on behind the scenes, it's like, man, you can't deny the finished product in that man's music. And if anybody could get the people that Kanye worked with, and they still can't make the music that Kanye makes. So.
Right.
That's a fact. Symba, what do you look at Kanye as, more of like the producer or the rapper? Like, what do you think?
I'm kind of mad at myself because when I was picking my list, I look at Kanye as more just like an overall creative. Like Kanye do clothes, Kanye build houses, like, Kanye make beats, Kanye do raps, Kanye produce everything. So it was like I wasn't looking at him just solely as a rapper. So I didn't put
That's
him
why I
in
said
my-
this list is really, it was hard.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, what
tough.
are we like? It was difficult.
It's tough, but to me, man, that's one of my idols, man. Like that's somebody that got on TV and said George Bush don't care about black people. You feel me? Like that's somebody that stood up for in a moment for us that most people just would have got their check and went home. You know what I mean? Like, so with Kanye, like, I respect his genius. I respect his creativity. I respect his unwilling, unapologetic ass attitude to say, F you, this how I feel. This how my mama
Yes,
raised me.
absolutely.
I'm doing this for Donda. I'm from Chicago, but I'm gonna conquer the world. And I love you for that.
Yeah.
And Trina, you worked with Kanye. You produced Be Alright with Ludacris.
Yes.
What's it like working and collaborating with him?
It was just great. Kanye is actually genius. Like, he's really genius. He's wholeheartedly a musician. Like, you know, he understands music. He understands like the development of an artist and just being a producer, but then becoming an artist. Like, Kanye's always been ahead of his time. You know, whether we saw it later on or not, I saw it early. When we did Be Alright with Ludacris, this is Kanye West. He wasn't as big as the Kanye West now, but a lot of people don't even know Kanye West did Be Alright.
Right.
But he did. He was in the video and everything. But that was just me believing in him, like his whole creative, his whole genius, his whole studio vibe, his whole beats, and he was somebody I gave a chance because I always saw something in him.
Right.
He was different.
Yeah.
He wasn't like the stand-in kid with everybody else. He had his own wave, his own sound, his own mindset, you know what I mean? And I'm just, you know, honored to be able to work with him.
That's dope. You know, relevancy is one of the criteria we have in making this list, right? You know, obviously Kanye's been in the midst of controversy over the last few years. Do you guys think that it hurts his legacy at any point?
No, this is the internet. The internet is not real. It's just a
Right.
bunch of people behind a computer talking about somebody else's life instead of their own life. That's all it is. Like, you cannot take away his skill. You cannot take away his genius. You can never take away his creative. It's Kanye West. Yes, we're all human. People do whatever they want to do, whether you like it or not. But this is Kanye West. Fall back.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's dope. I like that. At number 4, Symba, we're gonna go with you on your list. You started with Snoop, D-O-double-G.
Yes, sir.
But she's
Why you got
Kanye,
Snoop at number 4 on your list?
The most famous rapper ever. My grandmama, my mama, and my baby mama know Snoop. Most famous rapper ever.
Okay.
Can do anything from a song like Sexual to Seduction, the G thing, to a cooking show with Martha Stewart, to coaching kids in the hood. You know, he do it all. So the impact that Snoop Dogg had on us, it let us know that it was possible.
Right.
It was possible, and he come from the same communities we come. We talking about a Crip that was on the Super Bowl smoking weed, nigga. Like, he's smoking weed at the Super Bowl, Crip walking. Like, nigga, he a legend, and he deserve it.
Right. Okay.
Y'all remember when Snoop hosted The Price is Right? You don't remember that?
Snoop-
I don't remember
Look it
that.
up on the
Everything.
internet.
He did
Snoop
everything.
hosted The Price is Right for like at least a week. Rest in peace to Bob Barker.
Rest in
Bob
peace to
Barker,
Bob
Snoop Dogg. It's
Legendary.
crazy.
Word up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you have Snoop at number 4, but let's open up. We want to talk about some people that, some honorable mention kind of flow, right? So you have 50 Cent on your list. Talk about 50. Why is he on your top 10?
50 comes from the bottom, the struggle. I relate to that. A lot of the world relates to that too. He's still relevant till this day. Like he's just proven to just do the impossible. You know, being black, being a African American man. He just, yeah. I don't know. I 50 gives me hope. And of course, like all of his albums, like I can. It's no skips. Like he just, I don't know. I think I don't know how he gets lost in the sauce, but I think more people need to like really wake up and like give him his credit because he's up there and he can go bat to bat with almost anybody.
Yeah, I agree. I think 50 Cent, he made like my 11 to 50. He's just there. I think you can't front on the first album and his impact, especially with those mixtapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those mixtapes are almost as good as anyone's albums. You
Yeah.
know, so
Facts.
I think 50 Cent doesn't get a lot of credit for that.
I don't know why though. And I mean, of course, like he's taking over TV too, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
and
That's
he's
good.
still like he's still sneaking his music in there too. Like,
That's
Right.
because 50 was
you know,
bullying
like,
everybody.
like the theme song is a banger. Like he performed. I was just at a show and he performed it and we went crazy. Like
Right.
we knew every word.
That's 'cause
Speaking of
50
honorable
was
mentions,
bullying everybody.
Yeah,
on your
he's-
list, on your list, Rob, you had Nas
Yeah.
at 5, right?
I'm not number 5.
And you and I are the only ones that had Nas on our list, right? Can we talk about Nasir Jones?
Yeah, Symba and asked the question earlier. We was like, who from New York besides Jay-Z is higher than Jada? And I love Jada. Jada, you know you my guy. I still need that verse. There's no disrespect. But if I had to rank anybody above Jada put on my list, it's absolutely Nas.
Nas, yes.
Nas is not seeing Jadakiss.
Ooh.
I didn't know you put a blindfold on him. You must have covered his eyes, and that's the only reason he's not seeing
I
Kiss.
love Nas.
Like we're talking about multiple classic. We talking about Illmatic classic.
I agree with Tierra.
It was
I
written
agree.
classic.
Thank you.
Stillmatic,
love Nas.
classic.
He's legend.
And then he just did 6 albums in 2 years with Hit Boys. He said, fuck the sales, fuck all this. I'ma do just my hip hop. We not doing it for the numbers. We not doing it. And still sold out the Garden for the first time with an album with Hit Boy.
Only you knew that. I didn't know
He
that.
sold out Madison
Talk
Square
about it.
Garden.
That's
Talk
cool.
about
That's
y'all
great. But he's
talking
not
about Nas
seeing.
like he's underground. Like this is If I Ruled the
Nas
World with
is
Lauryn
great,
Hill.
but
This
he's-
is Hate Me Now with Diddy. Like this is You Owe Me with Genuine. Like he
I
got his
stand with
records.
Tierra.
He did Ether. He did Hot Boys with Missy. Like the dude's catalog is undeniable.
Yeah.
No, Uchiwali was crazy though. I love that. I gotta do that beat. I'm a freestyle to that beat when I get a chance.
It's all
Uchiwali
this
is
Nas
crazy.
disrespect. My man is a lyricist. He's a storyteller. And then he just challenges the way that you think, and he doesn't always follow the trends. He sets the trend, right? He don't follow the trend. Like Nas is not afraid to be himself.
You dress like Nas right now.
What was that?
I say you dress like Nas just like right now. You dress just like him.
It's the Timbs. It's the Timbs. Suede Timbs on your feet.
Say, hate me now, Tierra.
No, I respect that. I respect
now,
that.
Tierra.
But Nas is not in my top 10.
Wow. See, I got Nas over Jadakiss for the fact that I don't think Jadakiss has a unanimous classic album.
Jadakiss
Catalog,
got
I don't
bars.
think Jadakiss is nice.
I get what y'all doing, but if we put a beat on right now, Jadakiss is going to
yes.
murder
Talk
Nas.
to
But that's just
But
one
but
chamber.
that's one. I
Talk
think
to
so.
him.
Jada's trained to go. Nas is more of a thinker, laid back. He gonna go to the studio,
That's
smoke
too
something,
deep. Don't nobody got
and
time
come
for
out
that.
with something. Like my man did. My man did
Hey, yo, I
rewind
want
and
to go
told
to
a
Africa.
story.
We're not on that right now. We're trying to just rap.
Did a story in reverse.
Hey, look.
I can for the children.
He-
how many of y'all
You
little cousins,
saying
little brothers,
you
little
saying he
sisters
did?
sing I
Hold
Can?
on, hold on.
Yeah,
Next
grab
You
question,
it.
next
saying
question.
you saying he did rewind? Rap that verse.
Nah, I'm not. I couldn't
Listen,
rap that
yeah,
verse like
Nas,
Nas
get
could
your
rap
hair
that
done.
verse.
I
Pull up a
stand with
chair,
Tierra.
put it in your ear,
Come on.
son. Dog,
Yeah.
whatever they call you, God. Just listen. I said, Sporty's back. It starts. All right, we gonna talk. We'll talk after this. But Tierra, it seems like you're ready to go.
I'll say this about Kiss though.
All right.
I've never heard a subpar Kiss verse. All of Kiss's verses,
Right.
top
Jadakiss.
tier verse.
Yeah,
like,
top tier.
Like Kiss
Absolutely.
is the one guy. Like I can't find a Jadakiss verse that I didn't like.
I'm trying to get
but
it,
when
y'all.
when I add up everything, it's like, man, I can't front on Nas.
You can't front on Jadakiss.
At all.
Jadakiss holla at Rob. But Tierra, you look like you're ready to move on. Let's get to number 3.
Number
You
3.
have as
I
your
got
top
Lauryn
3.
Hill.
You have
Make
Lauryn
some
Hill.
noise. Yeah, the queen.
Man.
Ain't nobody topping Lauryn Hill.
We talked about this, but talk about it though. You're the only one who had her in the top 10 though. Talk about that. Why do you go with Lauryn Hill?
This like, she was singing and rapping before anybody was doing that. Like that was crazy. Like, you know, when I was coming up, people were saying like, yo, you got to choose like one or the other. And I'm like, what? This lady she's doing that. What do you mean? So like, she gave me the whole like, she set the path. Like, she set the tone. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna follow in her shoes. You know, like. And it's not just like, you know, when I say she's rapping and singing, she can really rap. She was with the food. She was like out barring like any guy rapper. Like I'm putting my money on Lauryn.
Okay.
She puts it together. She knows words that I'll never know, and she can tell you the meaning of each word. This lady is crazy. She was ahead of her time. Yeah, she only dropped one album. That's all we needed from her. We don't deserve anymore.
Yeah.
Right. I hate that argument about Lauryn when they be like, she only has one album.
I'm that guy.
'Cause we gotta count the score. You can't just, yes, she was in the group, but she was the lead. That's like not counting Enter the Wu-Tang and saying, that don't really count. Meth, you know,
It doesn't, though.
nah. You in a group,
But Rob,
but you the star of the show. She was the star of the score. And that wasn't the Fugees' first album. The Fugees had another album for the score called Translator Crew. And they had two big singles, Mona Lisa, Can I Get a Date on Friday? Lauryn bodying that too. Like Lauryn been doing it, man. Like she definitely, we got to stop with the Lauryn only has one
She was
album
doing
joint.
one verse a song. You know how
I play my
I've been
enemies like
against
a
Lauryn
game
for
of
a long
chess.
time,
Yes.
respectfully,
Come on.
because she's put out one album 25 years ago.
Some shit only
One
be
great
so
album.
lucky.
Yo, cut his mic,
One
cut
of
his
the
mic, cut his
greatest
mic.
albums.
She put out
Like, she not saying what
she
supposed
put
to
out
say
an
right
album 25 years ago and it's still relevant today.
Yes.
But how many people
yes.
did? There's a lot of people that put out one album 25
But
years
not
ago.
one of the greatest albums.
I don't know, Trina. I mean, there's
Now
a lot
the
of people
joy of my world. Come on now.
But to be fair, I
Thank
feel like
you,
that album. Let's address the elephant in the room. The
Let's
album
go.
leans more R&B than it does rap.
But okay, and I
You
got
not
you on
listening.
that.
It's
She's
been
singing
a
on the
year since
album.
we've
To
been
me,
looking for your friend.
it's not a rap album, right? It's absolutely a hip hop album.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
even when she's singing, everything is everything. She's over them Wu-Tang beats. She's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over hard beats. When she's singing "Killing Me Softly," it's over Bonita Applebum. It's over hard beats and R&B. That's hip hop as hip hop gets.
Yeah, she definitely has
Yeah.
hip hop influence. There's no doubt about it. And Miseducation is a classic. But you know, when it comes down to it, I just feel like I can't give her that. I can't give her those flowers for that.
All right. Well, y'all voted.
What?
Y'all voted. Y'all voted.
What?
Yo, you definitely a hater. He's sitting by all these plants and flowers and won't get this lady her
I
flowers.
can't. It's 25.
Like, you
Won't give her
surrounded
the
by
25 years of a female artist that has one album, which is one of the greatest albums in the world. What do you mean you don't give her a
Yeah,
flower?
what are we
Like,
talking
dog.
She
about?
deserved her
See, you
flowers.
getting Trina hype.
The album is so great. I didn't have to do another album. That's flowers in itself.
But Trina, if someone
She's starting to use her hands. You better watch
And
it.
you put the album on today,
What are you talking
and
about?
it's taking you back 25 years
You don't
later.
know that, B.Dot.
Still with record after record after record.
It's done.
It's never a dull moment. This is
Cut
Lauryn
his
Hill.
But Trina, let me ask you a question. You were talking about the influences of women in hip hop and stuff like that. Can you talk about some of the women who have influenced you along the way?
In
Like
hip-hop?
Queen Latifah and
Queen Latifah, MC Light, Salt and Pepper, Roxanne Shante, Little Kim, Missy Elliott. Like, these are the people that came before me when I stepped into the industry. And these are the people that, like, oh, wow, you know. When I first saw Salt and Pepper, I was like, who is that? Like, push it. Like, this is girl unite. So that's how, you know, those are the females when I first came in, I just loved.
And talk about the women from your generation too, like Eve.
I mean, my generation is Eve, there's Little Kim, there's Foxy Brown, there's Missy Elliott. Now we have Nicki, there's Cardi, there's Megan, there's everybody. It's like so many girls that's in this whole genre. I mean, in my time at first it was like maybe 6, 7, maybe at the most. Now it's 300, you know what I mean? And me, truthfully, I really like embrace it because you could have chosen to do anything you want. This is our culture. We love this, and each generation brings something new to the generation. And you get to see the Tierra wax. You get to see all the new artists. You get to see everybody that's coming in that's different with diversity, and it's not all the same.
Okay.
And you know, it's a big open platform for us to like or dislike or just grow or just accept something new. I think like for us now, the generation is don't like to accept whatever's new. Like what may works for us, they may not like it. It's okay. That's fine. Right. But every time we turn around, there's a new genre of music, a new slang, a new whatever you want to call it. And we got to embrace that. You know what I mean? The new kids are up, and we got to understand and listen where they coming from, because that's how it was.
The culture keeps growing.
Keeps growing. Yeah. Every day it keeps growing.
Cool. All right. I like that, Trina. All right. Make some noise for that for the ladies. Ladies first.
Yes.
Ladies first. We're going to move to number 2. And Tierra. And number 2, I'm going to start with you. You have Lil Wayne.
I got Lil Wayne.
Yes.
Lil Weezy.
Yeah.
Top 2. Come on. Now the best rapper alive.
Best rapper alive.
Yeah. Punchline king. He can, he kills every beat. Like, he can make a song. Like, he can do anything.
Okay.
Lil Wayne,
I agree.
Is he in everybody's top 10?
I think, he's everyone's
Yeah,
top
he's
10.
definitely in the top 10.
Definitely.
Yeah, we good.
For sure. Symba, you have Drake at number 2.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you have Drake at number 2?
I feel like
Rap started from the bottom.
We wouldn't have Drake out.
started from the bottom, now we here. I feel like I'm not a toxic Scorpio. I heard that. I feel like when it come to crossing genres, when it come to the evolution of Kanye, we looking at Drake. Like who's been on the longest run? Like who's made the most hits? Who still give you bars? Who give you great albums? Who give you feature after feature? Who put more artists on as a big name like him? What big name artists do y'all know besides Jay-Z that just go do songs?
Lil Wayne.
Me personally, I never seen Wayne just take somebody from the bottom and give them a hit record. And it just go.
Who this man?
Drake wasn't at the bottom.
Drake, what you mean?
Drake wasn't at the bottom.
He was nowhere.
Drake was on Degrassi.
Wait, hold on.
Cut his mic.
Drake was on Degrassi. He wasn't at the bottom.
Okay, but no.
He wasn't at the bottom.
Nicki Minaj. Like what?
Drake had songs with Trey Songz before he met Wayne.
But
He wasn't at the bottom.
Listen, man. Wayne, Drake, Nicki, Tiger. Like we gotta give it up for Wayne as an executive.
Tiger was signed to gym class heroes before Wayne.
That doesn't mean
That's a
anything.
valid point.
I said somebody from the bottom. Drake go to the that's on the corner and give him a feature. Gives him a feature.
There was a time, hold on,
I never
2007, I remember the Vibe magazine cover
Wait, hold on.
that Wayne did 77 features in 2007.
Yes.
There was a
big name
time
artists.
when Wayne saved the entire industry, when
Industry.
labels would push
Yes.
albums back to
1000%.
time when they could get that Wayne feature out.
That wasn't what I said.
They could put it out. Wayne puts out the Carter 3 sells 1 million in 1 week. There's physical when you had to go to stores. Plies dropped that same week. Like, if you came the same day as Wayne, you would get a boost in your sales. You know what I'm saying? Like Wayne was like the stimulus package for all of hip hop for years and years and years.
Everything you
and
just
hip hop
said-
got to give it back to Wayne. now.
Everything you just said was 1000% correct. Everything you just said was 1000% correct. That wasn't my point. I said, name me a from the bottom that he gave a verse like Drake did.
I mean, Drake did help stimulate a lot of
Wayne,
new artists.
listen. Hold on.
I'll wait.
Money Bag, Duffel Bag
You don't
Boy.
have to do that.
Like,
You don't have to do this.
look at all the features. Like Wayne, he put
They were
Chains damn near
signed to
could have been Young
DTP.
Money. Yeah, but DTP wasn't doing nothing for him.
Player Circle had a
Player
buzz
Circle-
in the
Symba,
South.
Symba, you
Chains-
ungrateful.
Chains
You
should've damn near been
ungrateful.
signing
We would
Young Money the
not
way that
have
Wayne
Drake
showed
without
him
Lil
up.
Wayne.
I agree,
Yeah.
but Drake wasn't at the bottom.
Look, hold on.
Drake
And Nicki
wasn't at the
Minaj, that's what I
bottom.
said.
Nicki had Deb.
Who did he just say Nicki was better
Nicki
than?
was doing songs with
Who did
Gucci
he say
Man.
Nicki was better than? Backstage.
I
Who did
said
he say?
name somebody at the bottom.
All I'm saying is, hold on, too, because I don't want to take away from Drake, because there's also a Drake stimulus package.
Right.
Drake will take some and give a
But Drake will get up here and say, I'm nothing without Wayne. He will say that.
But we also talk about,
I agree.
to Symba's credit,
we don't get Drake without Wayne. All I'm saying is what Drake has contributed to hip hop.
okay.
Symba featuring Drake coming soon.
I need that.
We can't forget
I'm
about
getting my
those Drake,
feature. I'm getting my feature. Shout out to
Drake
Drake.
mixtapes. Especially So Far Gone being, I think that's a classic mixtape to Drake's credit too.
If you read This Is Too
You know,
Late,
SoundCloud Lucy's
classic.
that he used to drop as well.
Yeah.
So let's take a vote. How about this? If you got Drake, put your hands up.
Of course.
At what?
At no-
Top 10 or what?
Is Drake over Wayne?
No.
Oh, nah.
Now, hold on.
You saw Trina hand go like this? Well, hold
It's
on.
definitely Wayne over Drake, and yeah.
Let me be 1,000% clear.
Okay.
When we were making this list,
Yes.
this list is my opinion of my favorites, and no opinion am I saying that Drake is over Wayne.
Okay.
That's never the conversation. There is no Drake without Wayne.
Got you.
All I'm saying is what Drake has done for up-and-coming hip-hop artists is something I've never seen, and I appreciate that.
Okay.
That's all.
Just
I'm
for
saying.
We can give it up for that.
That's all I'm saying.
That's
We can give it up for that.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I can live with that. So,
They said you didn't understand the assignment.
all right, with that being said, you know what we're here for. We come to the #1 spot. Let's look at that graphic one more time. All right, one thing doesn't look like the other. There goes a graphic. One doesn't look like the other. Trina, I want to stay with you. I think women are important in hip hop, and you being one of the most prominent female rappers in the game, you have Missy Elliott at #1. Talk to us about that.
I'ma just go Missy. Missy is iconic. She's legendary. She has written songs for some of the greatest artists in the entire world. Let's go back from Janet Jackson to Mariah Carey, and the list goes on. So she's an innovator. She's a creator. She's genius, and you know, she set the trends when we didn't really even understand what was going on. She was so ahead of her time in that big black garbage bag. With that, we didn't know what was happening at the moment. So when it comes to Missy, when you think of the creatives, like the visuals, the songs, everybody she's worked with, it's timeless. Like you could never downplay that. You could never downplay that. She's a special genius in her own right.
And
I'm gonna definitely go with her.
And you worked with Missy?
I've worked with Missy.
1 Minute Man.
1 Minute Man, a whole bunch of different records,
whole bunch
but
of records.
1 Minute Man was the first record I worked with Missy, and what I learned about Missy is why she's one of the greats. She's very business savvy. She's real, she's a perfectionist. You know, when she's in the studio, it's strictly business, and her visual is so clear, and when you turn around and you see a video after you see it, you could hear the song is great, but once you see a video and her head is coming off and it's over there, you're like, how did that happen? Like, it don't be done. Like, you cannot emulate or copy that. It's Missy Elliott. That's genius.
Right.
You know?
Tierra, I want to stay with Missy for a second. Talk to you about Missy. Like, can you talk about Missy's impact on you and other female rappers?
Yeah, Missy is she's one of my idols. She remains at the top. I told y'all this list was very hard.
Yes,
because I was
it is.
going to lyrical MCs and then artists. Like I was conflicted. But Missy is for me, like if we're talking about like artists and creative, it's Missy, it's Busta, it's Ludacris. People forget about Ludacris all the
Yeah,
time.
they do.
Yeah.
They do.
You know, like top 3. That's my starter kit right there. So Missy's everything. She's always been the most innovative. Her pen is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
People forget about that too. She got some of like the biggest records. You wouldn't even think Missy wrote it, but yeah, she's everything. So yeah.
Yeah, we definitely, I think everyone's in some way influenced by Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
But, you know, unanimously, it almost seems like Jay-Z's everyone's #1 pick.
Yep.
Rob, you're from Brooklyn, another Brooklyn guy. Throw the rock up. You look like a Delta. But why? No disrespect. Or maybe disrespect.
Sorry, that was for B.Dot.
But talk about Jay-Z. Why is Jay-Z your #1?
What more can I say?
What more can
Yeah.
I
What
say?
can I say? Now, even those opening lines, right? There's never been this good for this long, this hot, this pop, this hood, or this strong. Like, he could have retired after that one. Like, Jay, really as the underdog coming in '96 with Reasonable Doubt, independent album, independently went gold, then signed into Def Jam, and we just seen his career build to what it was. He checks all the boxes. Lyrically, like he don't slack on bars. He's giving us hits. His relevancy grows every year, even when he doesn't drop a record. And it's dope to see the evolution. Again, when we talk about Reasonable Doubt, when you look at a record like Ain't No, and then you look at 444, and just how he's grown as a man and in his relationships. I think he's just given us so much musically, business-wise, so much to aspire to. That's why he's my top pick.
Okay. Symba, I know you're a big Jay-Z fan.
Yeah.
Talk about Jay-Z's greatness and why you have him at number one.
For me, like it's a little personal. I don't mean to get all serious on everybody, but I come from a single-parent household where my dad wasn't there. And when I would listen to Jay-Z, it was the first time I felt like an older guy was giving me some information. So when Hov would say, you know, chains is cool to cop, but more important is lawyer fees, he would say certain things. It taught me to go get a lawyer before I got a chain, but when I went to get my deal. So,
I didn't listen.
Yeah, so for me, it's real personal. Like everything he's done, like just showing us like we can be billionaires, we can own streaming services. We ain't gotta just put our music on they. You feel me? We could book our own venues and own these concerts, and we can get 21 Savage out of jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like him being able to show us that as a black man from Marcy Projects, man, that started this shit in the 80s, that shit is some phenomenal shit. And I ain't never met him, but I can't wait to meet him just to tell him thank you and I love you forever.
Right. And Tierra, you have him at number one too. Why you rocking with Hov?
Timeless. You can listen to anything Hov from back the 90s and it still be relevant today, and that's timeless. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not the Jazz-O stuff, but like Reasonable Doubt. I had to throw that in there.
Right. I know, Trina. I know he's not on your number one, but
No, he's definitely number two. Jay-Z is really my favorite artist. Like I really feel like Jay-Z is a game changer.
Game changer.
I feel like he has set the tone for all of us and so many artists, whether it was from his music to his delivery to just being turned over to a whole business.
Yeah.
Man, record after record, hit after hit. And I remember on his tour, he came to Miami and he said, bring out Trick and Trina. That's Trina, that's me. Hey, I made it. It's like, mama, you made this to Jay-Z. So it's just one of them things, like when you just grow and you just watch a person, the development, how you started, record after record, banger after banger, hit after hit. And then the creativity, it's timeless, it never ends. Like, this guy, when do he not be great? Every time you hear him, it's a great moment. And not to mention, the greatest moment of all, it's the Queen Bee. He's
Y'all was on the song together too. Y'all did 1 Minute Man remix.
1 Minute Man remix.
1 Minute Man remix. And I also this is one of my favorite moments. I'm gonna just throw this out here. It was New York Summer Jam, and we came to the Summer Jam. This is the moment Jay-Z brought out Michael Jackson. You don't bring out Michael Jackson. You're in the back. Everybody got to leave. Security's everywhere's going nuts and crazy. But we're all trying to get a peek of Michael Jackson. And on top of that, he's shooting this video. Izzo, I was in a video.
Hey,
so it was one of those kind of moments like, yeah, this is Jay-Z, like, you know. So that's just ultimate classic greatness. Like, this is our culture. This is one of the greats. It's gonna always go down as one of the greats. It's no debating that. We're not up for debate. Go argue with the IRS, okay? Jay-Z, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, to echo everyone's sentiments, I agree with you. I mean, Jay-Z has maybe arguably 4 or 5 classic albums, depending on who you ask, maybe even more. A guy has been doing it for over 25, 30 years, really. Still maintaining his relevancy, impactful. He's like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Yeah.
And, you know, with those things being said, I feel like Jay-Z is number one, man. Whether you like it or love it, it's Jay-Z, man.
Make some noise for Hov.
Make some noise for Jay-Z. All right. Listen, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thank you to our panelists for being here on stage with me. Thank you for Revolt World. Thank you for the audience. Y'all been beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you, Atlanta.
Yes.
Now, this conversation doesn't have to end. Make sure you go to revolt.tv, hit us on social, check out my list, check out the panels list. Everybody make some noise for yourself. We out of here, man. Appreciate you. My name is B.Dot. Although hip-hop has become a global phenomenon, at its core, it's a culture for us, by us. And that mentality has led to many to get out the mud and build dynasties of their own. That hustle that hip-hop boasts has a lot in common with the principles of Ally.
They act with excellence and deliver results. In honor of Hip Hop 50 and the values of Ally, we're shining the spotlight on some of the culture's biggest bosses. Now, you can't be down south and say boss without mentioning Mr. Rose, Rick Ross. The Miami Don not only heads up his music empire, Maybach Music, where he signed Meek Mill and Wale, he's also an investor and businessman who's had his hand in a number of operations. Now, we all know the line by now. He's not a businessman, he's a businessman. Jig is likely hip-hop's foremost entrepreneur, with a portfolio that can make Warren Buffett look twice. Like Ally, the thing that Jay-Z did is act with professionalism. Carter Sirac's The Richest Story is a tale where he took off the do-rag and put on a double-breasted suit to become hip-hop's CEO. You know, there's an adage of business that the customer's always right. Well, Ally has a motto as well. Look externally. It's a nod to customers, and that value aligns with one of hip-hop's newest cash cows, Tyler, the Creator. The Renaissance businessman operates his business in true alignment with his fans. His Gulf Wing clothing line is a reflection of his style and pays tribute to the kids who follow his rise from Odd Future Outcast to Grammy Award-winning savant. Salute to our spotlight entrepreneurs, from Rick Ross to Jay-Z to the Tyler, the Creator. Like Ally, these guys deliver, and you can take that to the bank.
One of my favorite moments, of course, was Symba going back and forth about his Nas take.
B.Dot's moving like a dinosaur these days. The guy told me that KRS-One is a better rapper than Nicki Minaj. Who thinks that?
Tierra whack, defending Lauryn Hill.
Did not have Lauryn Hill and 50 Cent in your top 10?
Everyone getting at me because I didn't defend Lauryn Hill, give her her flowers.
Yeah, I'm speechless, honestly. I don't like.
The most surprising pick to me was like Trina having Missy Elliott over Jay-Z. I was surprised. I was like, what?
Yeah, she's undeniable. You cannot ever deny what she's done for the culture. She's legendary. She's genius.
Symba surprised me with his Eminem take. You know, I disagree with him.
I love Eminem. What he does as an MC is impactful, is revolutionary. He done some that was incredible. But for my experience as a human being, I just didn't relate like that. That don't mean that we can't salute him or tell him he's still not a GOAT, but just in my top 10, he ain't in there.
I'm gonna go to bat for Eminem. I think where we are in 2023, I think people really discount the impact that M had. We can't not acknowledge his actual skill level. We can't not acknowledge what he did.
It kind of surprised me that me and Rob were the only ones with Nas on the list. I don't think it's a regional bias maybe, but you know, if you look at Nas's catalog from Illmatic till
Stillmatic, it was written. One of the greatest battles hip hop has ever seen with Jay-Z. He's given us a new word in the lexicon with ether. You know, now when somebody kind of gets beat or destroyed or something, ether. Or, you know, sometimes they'll put the ether music behind the meme on social media. Nas has contributed so much. Absolutely top 10. I was a little disappointed that he wasn't on more people's list.
Usually when people open up something like a show or whatever, the crowd is kind of spared, but nah, it was packed, man. The energy was palpable. We had people freestyling, people shouting out their picks. Man, I was feeding off of it. So that to me is the takeaway from today, the energy.
What were your takeaways from the great debate?
Everyone has their own opinion about hip-hop, lyricism, cadence, and what it means to them. I hated Symba's list. I hated his list. Sorry, hated it.
I think it was interesting to hear everyone's feedback about the influences on hip-hop and the rap culture because it's so big and it's growing. And I think it was also really nice to see that people are still paying homage to the creative.
I feel like they had a lot of good top 10 artists on there. It was a little biased a little bit, but it was really good though. I feel like they had some solid people in their top 10 for sure.
They ain't say Fab. You know, he inspired a lot of other rappers. And I'm gonna say Young Dolph, you know what I mean, Nipsey Hussle, you know what I mean, those guys are definitely great entrepreneurs and rappers as well.
They ain't have Biggie at number one.
Yeah, they did.
Biggie should always be number one. It's never a discussion where you should have Biggie and him not being number one, but that's my opinion.
They didn't say Nicki. They should have said Nicki. It's all right.
I feel like anyone that needed to be on the list was on the list. Like, people I was looking out for was like Kanye, for sure he was on there.
I really enjoyed the show. Everybody had a diverse opinion. You know, everybody gave their output. Like, it was really like informative. I learned some stuff in there from B.Dot because I didn't know that, you know, Rakim was the starter of the 3-bar thing. So I learned some stuff in there. I had a good time.
There are a lot of talented
artists, rappers, and hip hop right now. We talked about almost all of them top 10. Some of their top 10 lists really didn't sit right with me, but we could get into that another day.